fox is never caught.
What's up, guys? Today we're breaking down how to macro/play Ahri in Wild Rift. Ahri is easily one of the most iconic and popular champs in all of League. Ahri is actually pretty beginner-friendly and super safe to blind pick. She barely has any hard counters. Ahri's biggest strength is her ultimate, Spirit Rush. With 3 dashes, her escape, chase, and positioning are insanely flexible. She can survive team fights and pump out damage from the safest, most optimal spots. Landing her charm, E, forces enemies right toward you, letting you immediately drop a combo for a burst kill. She's amazing at punishing a single mistake and instantly turning it into a kill. NGL, I've actually never played Ryze myself, so when I ran into him, I had zero clue what to do and was totally clueless. Ryze's main weaknesses are his short range, he's pretty much a short-range mage, and his mana issues in the early game. If his Flux, E, spreads onto you, his damage spikes like crazy. That's the biggest deal. Plus, his late-game scaling is insane. If you leave him alone, he becomes an absolute raid boss. On top of that, his self-peel is pretty weak, he has his W root, but his mobility and escape tools are terrible. I want to land my Q on Ryze, but this guy actually knows what he's doing. He's never standing directly behind the minions. So it forces a mind game. Do I hit the wave with Q, or do I poke Ryze? He's really pressuring me here. Here's how you play this matchup. Never, ever get hit by his Fluxy. Since Ryze's E spreads to nearby units through minions, standing directly behind your wave is a huge no-no. Seriously, that is the golden rule. Always look for windows to trade when his E is on cooldown. Did you guys see that? That right there is what we call mid-diff. When a fight breaks out in the jungle, the mid laner has to rotate immediately. The enemy, Ryze, got too greedy for minion CS and was way too slow to help. And that right there? That's a huge throw. Here's the secret. Mid and jungle are basically a duo. You gotta be besties. At the end of the day, the mid laner's job is basically to support the jungler. Back to the Ryze matchup. You need to pressure him hard right from level 1. Since he's weak early, actively poke him with both passes of your Q. Because he runs out of mana fast, look to land your charm the exact moment he goes for a CS. The goal is to force an early kill or burn his summoner spells to completely shut down his scaling. Prioritize roaming. Use Ahri's mobility to impact side lanes and the jungle. While Ryze's great wave clear, his roaming potential doesn't compare to Ahri's. The strategy is simple. Push the wave in first, then look for roams. This gank didn't work out, but that's totally fine. What we want to do here as Ahri is quickly clear the mid wave and start applying pressure to the side lanes. Look right here. A control ward is placed in this brush, which means the enemy has zero vision here. Because of that, there's a huge chance they'll walk right into this brush with zero suspicion. This is Ahri's biggest strength right here. When they walk into the brush completely off guard, you drop the EQW combo. So satisfying. Squishies just get completely vaporized in a split second. To wrap up the Ryze matchup, first, never get hit by his E-Flux. Second, pressure him early to delay his scaling. And third, use your mobility to roam and create a lead. As long as you hit your charms, the matchup favors Ahri. So stay patient, space properly, and wait for your window. Now that the early game is out of the way, let's dive straight into Ahri's kit and break down her abilities. Passive Essence Theft. Every time your abilities hit an enemy, you gain a stack. At 3 stacks, your next skill hit heals you. On top of that, if you get a kill or an assist on an enemy champion within 3 seconds of dealing damage to them, you get a massive chunk of extra healing. Thanks to this passive, you can just keep poking with Q and W to slowly regenerate your health. Plus, getting a kill instantly triggers a massive heal, which drastically boosts your survival rate after going all in. In team fights, you're not just dealing damage, you're healing while doing it, making you way more resilient than a standard burst mage. Especially in the early game, you need to keep the passive in mind. don't waste your skills and keep landing them consistently. Since your stacks also build up by hitting minions in jungle camps, you can safely heal up even while wave clearing or taking camps. Question Orb of Deception. Ahri sends an orb in a target direction, dealing magic damage on the way out and true damage on the way back. Catching both hits deals a huge amount of damage, and it's the core of her wave clear. Main poking tool. Throw your Q the exact moment the enemy goes for a last hit or after they waste their cooldowns. Maximize the double hit. Predict their movement so they catch both the outgoing and returning orb. Especially when you land a charm, you're guaranteed to hit both. Wave clear. Just throw your Q at the minion wave, and the outgoing and returning hits will melt it. Pushing the wave fast and roaming is Ahri's bread and butter. Important note, the Q is a relatively slow skill shot, so good players will just sidestep it. You need to trap them against walls, or combo it with your charm to guarantee the hit. As for the skill order, you max Q first. It's the most important ability for both damage and wave clear. W. Foxfire. Casting it grants a temporary massive boost to your movement speed and summons 3 Foxfires around you, which automatically target and attack nearby enemies. They prioritize targets you've charmed, though hitting the same enemy with multiple fires reduces the damage. Initiating a trade. Activate W first to boost your movement speed, close the gap, and follow up with an auto attack or charm. Following up after charm, if you pop W right after landing your E, the Foxfires will automatically focus your charm target, making your damage super consistent. Escaping and chasing. Since it gives you a movement speed buff, you can use it to easily escape or run down enemies over short distances. All in situations, you can actually use W during your dashes, so casting it mid-dash makes your combo super fluid. As for skill maxing, W has a relatively short cooldown that gets even lower with rank, making it the standard choice to max second right after Q. E-Charm. This is Ahri's absolute identity. She sends a kiss in a target direction, charming the first enemy it hits. Charmed enemies are forced to walk toward Ahri. Their movement abilities are brutally cancelled, and they take increased damage from Ahri for a short duration. Starting a pick, land a charm on an isolated enemy, then follow up with Q and W for a burst kill. This is Ahri's strongest playstyle. Teamfight usage. Aim for squishy targets like the enemy ADC or mage. Landing a charm stops them dead in their tracks, making it super easy to sync up with your team's engage. Counterplay. Hitting a charm right as an enemy tries to dash or flash and cancels their movement ability and creates a huge opening. Important note, since charm is a skill shot, missing it literally leaves you powerless. Don't force it. Wait for the right moment where it's guaranteed to land, and always mind your angles so minions or walls don't block it. Your charm accuracy directly measures how good you are at Ahri. Drill the angles and range into your muscle memory in the practice tool. And right here is the absolute proof. Catching an enemy off guard as they blindly walk into the brush, dropping the EQW, and instantly vaporizing them. This right here is Ahri's ultimate strength. R. Spirit Rush. Ahri's biggest strength. You can dash up to 3 times, and after each dash, it automatically fires energy bolts at nearby enemies. Scoring kills or assists extends the duration and can even grant you extra dashes. All in, land your charm, then use R to close in and pump out maximum damage. Escaping, create massive distance out of dangerous situations. Especially with the second and third dashes, you can hop over walls or escape in unpredictable directions. Teamfights. Use your first dash to position, land a charm, and then use the second and third dashes to chase down enemies or make a clean getaways. Ahri's strength entirely depends on whether you can land your charm. Beyond the raw numbers, your accuracy and timing sense are what truly matter. It's totally fine to miss at first, just keep throwing them out there to get a feel for the rhythm. Teamfights. Don't step up too far, wait for your team's engage before fishing for a charm. Hold on to your R dashes, either use them to dive the enemy's key backline targets, or prioritize your own survival. Ahri relies on burst damage and mobility to make plays, so Stormsurge has amazing synergy with her. It's especially strong in a build where you land a proactive charm and instantly nuke them down. Stormsurge is built for burst mages who chunk health bars quickly, and the movement speed plus flat magic penetration fit Ahri's kit like a glove. Luden's Echo has incredible synergy with her. It's a solid go-to pick for Ahri right now. Ahri isn't just about all in ING with a charm start. Poking them down first before going in is also super strong. Luden's makes it easy to boost that poke, letting you build a health gap and finish them off with a charm when the time is right. Is Ahri feeling low-key lately? No way. Actually, she's sitting right in that sweet spot of being secretly OP and a hidden gem for those in the know. With around a 5% pick rate and virtually a 0% ban rate, while casually popping up in S+ tiers on some sites, everyone's too distracted by flashy meta champs and totally sleeping on her. Seriously, this is a massive free yellow window. Jack of all trades. She can poke, clear waves with ease, roam effectively, go all in, and shine in teamfights. Whatever the game calls for, she has the flexibility to adapt her playstyle on the fly. With decent scaling and early game pressure, she's the ultimate all-rounder. Charm accuracy, hitting both sides of the Q. Our timing, everything directly reflects your own skill. That's exactly why you can really feel yourself getting better. When you're bad at her, she feels just okay, but the moment you get the hang of it, you're like, wait, is Ahri insanely off? That growth curve is the absolute best part. Forget it's meta, so it's strong. It's about playing who you love and mastering them to crush the enemy. That's why Ahri is the absolute hottest pick right now. Low-key lately? Perfect. Let everyone sleep on her while we silently rack up freelo and pull off the most satisfying plays. That's the true Ahri way. Now go out there, land your charms, and make them dance. The nine-tailed fox is still very much alive and kicking,